Sometimes, the people smiling around you in ministry are secretly wounded because of you. Daniel was one of the most respected music directors in his church. The choir sounded excellent. Rehearsals were always organized. The pastor trusted him deeply. To many people, Daniel looked like the perfect leader, but behind the good music and successful services was a toxic side of him nobody could ignore. Daniel believed leadership meant fear. He believed strictness was the only way musicians could become serious. Anytime someone came late to rehearsal, he would embarrass them publicly, without caring what they were going through. One evening during rehearsal, a young drummer named Kelvin rushed into church, breathing heavily and sweating. "Sir, I'm sorry I'm late. My mother has been sick since morning," and before Kelvin could finish speaking, Daniel shouted angrily in front of everybody, "Shut up! Every time it's one useless excuse after another. If you cannot be serious with God's work, then leave this department." The entire rehearsal room went silent. Kelvin slowly lowered his head in embarrassment, while everyone watched him in pity. But that was not the first time. Daniel constantly insulted musicians publicly whenever they made mistakes during service. If a keyboardist missed a chord, he would shout. If a singer sang off-key, he would humiliate them in front of everyone. If anybody failed to attend rehearsal, he would threaten suspension without even asking what happened. Slowly, the choir stopped feeling like a family. The musicians became afraid of him instead of respecting him. Anytime Daniel called someone on the phone, their hearts would skip. Anytime his messages entered the choir group, anxiety filled the atmosphere. The department no longer felt like ministry. It felt like oppression. One Sunday during service, the bassist mistakenly played a wrong note during ministration. Immediately after service, Daniel shouted angrily in front of everybody, "Who played that rubbish? Must everything be spoiled because of incompetence?" The bassist stood there embarrassed, while church members stared at him. That night, some choir members sat outside church discussing quietly. One of them sighed deeply and said, "I'm tired of this department." Another replied, "Honestly, I respect Daniel as a leader, but I dislike him personally." And that was the painful truth. In the process of trying to enforce discipline publicly, Daniel was secretly creating personal enemies for himself. Then one day, life humbled him. Late one evening, Daniel's younger sister suddenly became critically ill and was rushed to the hospital. The doctors demanded urgent payment before treatment could continue. For the first time in years, Daniel became helpless. He started calling choir members for assistance. One phone rang without answer. Another person ignored his calls completely. Others read his messages and never replied. Daniel sat quietly in the hospital corridor, confused and broken. Then the memories started flooding his mind. Kelvin being embarrassed publicly, choir members being insulted during rehearsal, musicians silently enduring emotional pain, people serving under fear instead of love. And suddenly, Daniel realized something painful. He had spent years demanding loyalty from people he never treated with compassion. The next rehearsal day, Daniel entered the church quietly. There was no shouting, no anger, no intimidation. The choir members noticed immediately that something was different. Daniel stood in front of them silently for a few seconds before finally speaking. "I thought leadership meant control. I thought fear would make everybody serious. But I was wrong." The room became completely silent. I corrected mistakes, but ignored people's pain. I embarrassed people publicly, without caring what they were carrying privately. Somewhere along the line, I stopped becoming a leader and became a burden. Some choir members became emotional. Then Daniel said softly, "Please forgive me." That day changed everything, because true leadership is not just about correcting people. It is about understanding them. Not every strict leader is wicked, but when leadership lacks compassion, it creates hidden wounds in people's hearts. People may continue working with you publicly, while secretly hating you privately. And the moment your public service starts creating personal enmity, you have already failed as a leader. Leadership without compassion eventually becomes oppression. People may forget your instructions, but they will never forget how you treated them. Like, follow, and share for more. It could be your musician brother, friend, boyfriend, uncle, or colleague that needs to hear this. Musicians, we can become better.